Alright, situation. A channel section spaced 1 meter apart is used as a purlin for trusses spaced 6 meters apart. The roof is sloped at 15 degrees with the horizontal, and there are no sagrants. So given our elastic modulus Sx and Sy in both x and y axis, given the allowable bending stress. So actually, itong allowable bending stress na to is assuming na, kasi wala naman siya binanggit eh. So assuming na yan na both for x and for y. Okay? Tapos ito 1 meter daw to. Yung spacing. Okay? Tapos itong 6 meters apart, ibig sabihin, yan yung magiging span natin, no? Nung mga purlins. So we are given the dead load and the roof light load. So for dead load, that's 700 pascals applied at the centroid. So actually nung sa exam daw, walang figure, no? Nilagyan ko lang, pero wala daw figure. Kumbaga, yan description lang, no? So yung dead load naka-apply sa centroid. Yung roof live load is nasa top ng flange. So kapag ganyan, ibig sabihin, yung dead load hindi magko-cause ng torsion dun sa purlins. While yung roof live load magko-cause naman ng torsion, no, yung component niya. Okay? So anyway, calculate the maximum bending stress about the x-axis. So, alam natin na ito yung x-axis nung purlin. Tapos ito yung magiging y-axis nung purlin. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin yan i-component yung mga yan. So, unahin ko muna yung dead load. Okay, gawin muna nating naka-kilonewton per meter. So, yung dead load is 700 Pascal. So, in kilopascal, that's 0.7. So, para maging kilonewton per meter yan, multiply lang natin ng tributary width, which is yung spacing na 1 meter. Okay, so basically, 0.7 din. So, 0.7 kilonewton per meter. No, kasi yung kilopascal, di ba, kilonewton per meter squared. So, magka-cancel siya sa meter na to. Okay? And then, ganun din yung magiging live load natin. So, 0.6 times 1. So, magiging 0.6 lang. Kilonewton per meter. So, ayan na. Okay? Tapos, according to the problem, yung angle daw na to ay 15 degrees. Okay? And we have proven before na kung ano yung angle na yan, yun din yung angle na to. Okay? So, and upon our previous discussion, na kapag meron tayong purlin, ganyan, so masasubject siya sa inclined na load, di ba? So, naka-inclined kasi yung load. Yung dead load. So, yung dead load, mag-cause siya ng, tinawag ko to na tangential na uniform load at saka ng normal na uniform load. Okay? So, yung normal is yung y component nung load na to. So, gawin ko lang itong general. While yung tangential is yung x component ng load. At tapos yung angle theta, ito yon. Kaya lumalabas yung normal is just yung W times cosine ng roof slope. Tapos yung tangential is W times sine ng roof slope. So itong Wn na to will cause bending about x-axis. While yung tangential will cause bending about the y-axis. Okay? So kasi 'di ba kapag tingnan natin yan sa 3D, ganito yan eh. Yan, mahaba yung purling. Yan yung purling, 'di ba? So yung WT, lagyan din ng color coding, no? Yung WN, ito yon. W. So, yan yung mag-cause ng bending. Mag-cause siya ng bending about this axis. X. Diba? Tapos yung W sub T naman, ito. Okay, so ito naman yan. Yan. So, yun naman yung W sub T. So, mag-cause naman siya ng bending about the y-axis. Naman. Alright? Now, for both live load and dead load, for bending about the x-axis, because as you can see, no, yung yung normal component nito, ito yan. So, passing through the centroid. Tapos yung normal component nito, kahit nasa top siya ng roof, is passing through the centroid pa din. So, ibig sabihin, both loads will not cause torsion. No? And because of that, pwede na natin sila pagsamahin directly. Okay? So, pagsamahin na natin directly yung live load tsaka dead load. No? So, normal components, so WN, of dead load and live load will both pass through the centroid. So there will be no torsion. Okay? So dahil doon, pagsamahin na lang natin. No? So mangyayari, yung normal component natin will be 0.7 cosine, di ba cosine pag normal? Ayan, cosine nung 15 plus 0.6 cosine ng 15. Or basically, pwede yung ipag-add yung 0.7 tsaka 0.6. So that's gonna give us this value, 1.2557 kilonewton per meter. Okay? So therefore, we can calculate now the moment about the x-axis. Kasi nga, di ba sabi natin, yung normal component ng load is mag-cause ng bending about the x-axis, as discussed here. Okay, so ito will cause bending in this direction. Ganyan, about x-axis. While itong W sub T will cause bending about the y-axis. Ganyan, ha? Okay? MX, MY. Alright, so what is MX? So dahil simply supported lang ito, so WL squared over 8. So that is, that value, L is 6 squared over 8. So that's gonna give us 5.651 kilonewton meter. And from there, we can compute for the FBX. So, pwedeng ano sana yun, no? MC over I. Kaya lang, ang binigay kasi sa atin, elastic modulus. So, we will use S. Okay? And dahil walang torsional effect itong WN na to, so, we will use SX as is. So, ano bang mangyayari kapag merong torsional effect? So, ang ginagawa natin, conventionally, wala ito sa NSCP hindi ito sinabi sa code. Pero conventionally, ang ginagawa is, ginagawang kalahati itong SX. Hina-half natin. Kumbaga, nire-reduce na lang natin yung strength niya. Okay? Dahil merong torsional effect. No? So anyway, this would be, lagyan ko lang ng value, 5.651. Gawin natin Newton mm over SX. So para lang maging megapascal yung sagot. Yung SX natin ay 6.19 times 10 to the 4. Okay, and that's gonna give us answer times 10 to the 6 over 6.19 to the fourth. So that is 91.287 megapascals. And that would be our bending stress about the x-axis. So 91.28. Alright? Next, calculate the bending stress about the y-axis naman. So sa y-axis, kailangan lang natin compute ngayon itong W sub T. Kaya lang, be careful here. Pansinin po natin na yung roof live load natin nasa taas. So pag kinuha mo yung y component or yung tangential component niyan, dito yung patama, pag ganyan. Tapos yung sa dead load, tatama pa rin sa centroid. So yung sa dead load, it will not cause torsion. Pero yung sa live load, dahil nandiyan na sa ibabaw, may kukos siya ngayon ng torsion. So dito, wag natin pagsamahin, paghiwalayin natin dahil merong tayong tangential na magkakos ng torsion. Okay, so for number 2, so kunin ko lang yung W sub T nung live load. That is 0.6 sine of 15. Tapos yung tangential ng dead load. That is 0.7 times sine of 15. Sorry, cosine rather. Tama, sine pala. Of 15, no? So, yan. And then, ang mangyayari, dahil magkahiwala yung analysis natin dito, kukunin natin yung moment na i-cause nito ng live load, tas yung moment na i-cause naman nito. So, magkahiwalay. Okay, so, but the formula is the same, WL squared over 8. At ito rin. Kasi walang sagrad so same lang. Okay? So, and then after that, mako-compute natin ngayon yung bending stress sa Y. So, bali yung bending stress sa Y will be the combination ng bending stress sa Y dahil sa dead load at yung bending stress sa Y dahil sa live load. So, pinaghiwalay ko kasi nga, meron tayong adjustment na gagawin dito sa live load dahil magkakos siya ng torsion. Okay? And how do we analyze that? So, ganito. Bali yung sa dead load, yung moment natin sa Y ni dead load, di-divide natin ng SY. Di ba? Plus, yung moment naman natin sa Y dahil kay live load, di-divide din natin supposedly ng SY. Kaya lang, dahil nga yung component na yun mag-cause ng torsion, conventionally, ang ginagawa ay dinidivide ito ng dalawa. Okay, dinidivide natin by half. Or rather, minumultiply natin by half para i-reduce yung magiging strength niya. Kumbaga, yun na lang yung adjustment kapag merong torsional effect yung load. Okay? And yun talaga yung ginagawa conventionally. Pero ulitin ko lang, kahit hanapin nyo ito sa NSCP, walang ganyang sinabi sa NSCP. Okay? Ang mangyayari, magiging complicated yung computation kasi there will be exact way of solving this with torsion. Pero sa board exam, ang ginagawa din ng examiner ay ginaganyan, hinahaf na lang. Okay? Kaya kumbaga, it is a simplified approach. Okay? Okay? So, yun lang yung nangyayari kapag mayroong torsion. Anyway, sa compute na natin. So, diretsuhin ko na yung pag-compute ha. Bali dito, 0.6 sine 15. Guys, naka ano to, kilonewton per meter tapos times L squared over 8 para maging moment. Ayan. So ito yung moment tayo. So 0.698 699. Okay? Tapos kunin natin yung live load yan, di ba? So kunin natin yung ito. So yun yung moment natin, moment times 1 million over SY. So yung SY natin 1.34 times 10 to the 4th. Pero dahil nga itong live load na to, mag-cause ng torsion, so i-divide natin to ng 2. So, yan ngayon yung bending stress about Y. So, 104.3. Okay, and then para naman sa FBX, so balik tayo dito. Okay, so 0.7 sine 15, tapos ganun pa rin, L squared over 8. Ito yung moment, 0.815. Okay, and then moment divided by SY. Ito. So moment divided by SY, pero wala nang over 2. Okay, so 60.84. So therefore, the total bending stress is 165.14. Okay, so that will be our bending stress about the y-axis. Okay? And then lastly, find the maximum permissible spacing to prevent overstressing. So ngayon, pinapa-recompute yung spacing. So for number 3, dahil ito ay bending or biaxial bending, so ang criteria natin dyan is dapat yung FBX divided by the allowable plus FBY divided by the allowable, dapat hindi lalagpas ng 1. Okay? And then, bago ko yan compute, so ito given naman to eh. Di ba? 165, given yan sa problem. Bago natin compute ito, so balikan na natin, paano ba ito kinompute? So, kinompute natin yan sa number 1 by first multiplying yung spacing dun sa loads. Di ba? Okay, so bali yung ginawa natin is spacing natin is 1 meter. Ito kasi maganda dito eh. 1 meter yung original natin na spacing. So, in a way, parang wala ka talagang minultiply dito. Okay? Kaya ngayon, kapag naglagay ka dyan ng S, magiging ano lang to, 0.7 S. Diba? Tapos diba, next mong gagawin, kukumpitin mo yung moment. Ay di magiging ano lang. Bali, ito, may S dito, may S din dito. So, bali, ito ay magiging 1.2557 times S. Tapos pagka-compute mo ng moment, 1.2557 times S. So, ibig sabihin, may S din dito. Okay, do you follow? Tapos pagka-compute mo ng bending stress, ito pa rin na may S, no, divided by Sx. So pagka kinompute mo yung value, ito. Tapos meron ditong times S. So ibig sabihin, if you want to write the bending stress about X in terms of the spacing, so ito rin yung value ng coefficient, tapos meron lang ditong S. So ibig sabihin, pagdating sa FBY, ganun din. Ito rin yung value, meron lang ditong S. Okay, and that's simply, kapag na-realize nyo yun, that simplifies the computation a lot. Okay? Kasi hindi ka na babalik sa umpisa, hindi ka na uulit, no? Ang gagawin mo na lang, ito FBX is this times S. Tapos yung FBY is this times S. Lagyan natin. So magiging 91.287 S over FBX is 165.5 plus yung FBY is 165.14 times S over 165.5. And that should not exceed 1. And from there, you can easily solve for S. So S should not exceed. So pag in-cross multiply mo yung 165.5 divided by 91.287 plus 165.4. So that's gonna give us 0.645. So the spacing should not exceed 0.645 meter to avoid overstressing. And sa choices, we can make use of the next lower value, which is 0.63. Okay, and that will be our answer. So ang sagot natin dito, maximum spacing allowable is 0.645. Okay, but in the choices, we cannot choose we cannot choose 0.75 kasi lagpas na yan. So ito lang yung tamang sagot. Okay? And that's how we solve this problem.